What's up, family? How are you? Today is May 12th, Tuesday, and we're coming to you from Deuteronomy chapter 17. First of all, I just want to thank everybody who's been watching these videos. My goal was never to make it a thing that a lot of people necessarily had to watch, but it was definitely a goal of mine to just spread some of these sharings along the way. And I'm really thankful that people have been talking to me about this. So if that's you, thank you for watching. Thank you for responding. It's always nice to have this community, even if we can't meet in person. Speaking of, so this past weekend we had some great in-person encounters and in-person visitations. Joel and Steph, thank you for coming down. It was super cool to have seen you guys as well. It was great to have seen Grace. And just finally, it feels good to be in person again. I know it's not official, where we're officially seeing people and hanging out with people, but it just felt nice to finally be in community. And it really does show that we as human beings need that interaction, right? We'll go and talk about that maybe in a different video. But as far as today goes, coming to you from Deuteronomy 17. Now, if you look at today's passage from verse 1 through 13, there's like three big themes in here. There's the theme of presenting to God perfect sacrifices. There's a theme of faithfulness to our faith. And then there's also a theme of bringing your disputes before a judge and allowing God's people or God's chosen officials to decide what is best. Right, so a lot of things to go over, but I just want to talk about this first verse. Do not sacrifice to the Lord your God an ox or a sheep that has any defect or flaw in it, for that would be detestable to him. When I first read that this morning, it was the first thing that stood out. Not to say the rest of it didn't, because the rest of it talks about pretty serious things, but it's this first verse that I personally gravitate towards. To me, it's this idea of not giving something that's flawed to God, right? Or not giving something that is not your best to God. And I think, we talk about this a lot. Every some Sundays we talk about, this whole week, really live this week for God. Don't let this just be a Sunday thing. Really make sure you go out and give your best. And it's true. Every Sunday we hear these messages, we get inspired, we get pumped up, we get ready to go. We go to bed on Sunday night really late, wake up really groggy, and we're just like out the door, and to me that's a trap that I fall into so much. That's a pitfall I fall into. And I fall into going through the motions, right? Looking at my list of patients or looking at my list of to-dos, and I just go through them one at a time without really thinking about what the plan is, what the purpose is, and what my intentions are. And as I come to him each day, I realize, what? I've been giving him an ox or sheep that has defects. It's something that is not perfect. It's something that I wish was perfect, but it's not. And it just challenges me to each day really realize how I can live that day to the best of my abilities, treat my patients to the best of my abilities, if not for them, for God, So I hope that that's an encouragement to all of us here today. And for us to think about, when we talk about these offerings, or we talk about what we bring before the Lord, right? We have the monetary things, but at the same time too, we talk about giving your gifts, giving your time. So what is it that you give to God? What are the things that you present before him? And is it always your very, very best? And if not, how can you strive for it to be your very best, right? So something for us to think about today. And excuse me, I hope that you all have a great day. Like I said yesterday in our brief impromptu video with Elliot and Morgan, as we reopen up, please stay safe, everybody. Please let us know how we can pray for you. Let me know if you have any thoughts, any comments, responses. I'd love to hear back from all of you. Okay? All right, guys. See you all tomorrow.